Hi, my name is Megan Wolf, and this is going to be my lesson that I am turning in for my SEA, and that I'm also going to do for this presentation. This is for a first grade class, and it's going to be a lesson on comparing numbers using greater than, less than, and equal to. I apologize in advance for any technical malfunctions. I'm still learning how to use this tool that I'm using right now, but I'm trying my best. And we're just gonna go with it because this is the life that we live in now. Thank you, COVID. Okay, let's get started. So, this is my lesson. I wish I could be teaching this in person because it would look way more fun than it's gonna look on this presentation, but it is what it is, so we're just gonna keep going and roll with it, okay? So, for my introduction for the lesson, I'm going to do it for about 10 minutes. I'm going to start by telling the students what we're talking about, which is comparing numbers. And I'm going to ask essential questions to gather what the students actually understand prior to teaching it. So I'm going to let them kind of do some pair share so they can share with their partner, tell me what they know about comparing numbers, what we've already talked about, because it's not going to be the very first time they know anything about comparing numbers. It's something that we've done, but it's just introducing now greater than, less than, and equal to. So I'm going to let them do that discussion, and then we're going to talk about our essential questions and what we are hoping to learn by the end of the lesson. And just to start out the lesson so I can engage my students, I'm going to let them watch this video, which I am going to play for you. And you may not be able to hear the volume.
And start to chomp whenever two numbers sat on the ground. She'd face the bigger one and gobble it down. When there are two numbers that are the same, the gator changes form and she swaps her name because she isn't sure exactly how to dine. She stands right in the middle as an equal sign.
So that's just a little bit of that. I'm not sure if the volume is working just because, again, I'm not sure how to use this new tool that I'm using, but I'm trying my best. But yes, that's going to be the introduction and how we kind of grab the students' attention and get them excited for learning, other than just being eccentric and really excited myself while teaching it. Okay, so for the explicit instruction and teacher modeling, it's going to take about 20 minutes. And this is where I'm going to display using either a smartboard, a whiteboard, or a projector, whatever materials that I'm granted with. We're going to be displaying the symbols for greater than, less than, and equal to. And I'm going to, ask them if they've ever seen this before. And if not, of course, that's why we're here. We're going to learn about it. And then I'm going to teach them a strategy to help them understand which sign to use. And one of those is the popular alligator. So I'm going to show them that you can draw on your sign some teeth to represent that the alligator or the sign is always eating the bigger number. And that's when I'm going to start doing some examples on whatever device I'm using, the smartboard, whiteboard, or projector. To kind of show you what that might look like, I got this app on my computer. It's just a little whiteboard app. So this is kind of what I'm hoping for it to look like. Of course, it would look much more neat and more detailed, but this is what I could do with the technology that I have. This is supposed to be an alligator. Do not judge my terrible drawing skills. But that's kind of what it would look like, just so you kind of have a visual. Okay, so for the guided practice, it's going to take 7 to 10 minutes. I'm going to let the kids play this interactive game. And let me show you real quick. Super cool. So, let me just show you a couple rounds of what it looks like. Are you serious? Okay, well, it's not going to let me show you what it looks like. But basically, we have the alligators down here. They have each sign, and then they give you 2 numbers, and you're supposed to place the alligator or the correct sign with the answer to make it true. Sorry, it's not working. I didn't know that was going to happen. I'm sorry. Okay, moving forward. And it's the same thing with this, except using bigger numbers. And it's just another way, a fun way for the students to be able to show me that they understand what the signs represent and put them in the correct spot to make the problem true. And while doing that, we will talk about how to use sentence form while doing that. So we would pause to say, okay, so what this is saying is, for example, 40 is less than 93. And we would just go through and do that while playing the game. So that way they can connect what the symbol is to like the definition. So that will just be a fun way to reinforce that vocabulary and the symbolism. Moving forward, we have the independent practice. This is going to be about 20 minutes. And this is going to be like stations and centers. So there's going to be like three stations. One is going to be a small group with the teacher, aka me. And we're going to be doing some more practice using whiteboards and little alligators and showing them some techniques on how we can practice doing greater than, less than, and equal to, answering any questions that the students may have, and really being able to see what they understand, what they need help with, and helping them to reach those conclusions. The next station is going to be a game, and this is the sheet that goes with it. And what the students do is they're going to have a baggie, and it's going to have note cards with the symbols shaped as alligators, and then numbers. And then what happens is each person is going to pick out a card, and they're going to have a number, and they're going to write down what number they got, and then they have to decide what symbol they need to use. And whoever has the bigger number is the winner of that round. So they just continue to do that for 10 rounds. And to try and kind of show you what that looks like, I have this here. This is just something I made just to give you a little visual of kind of what it would look like. Of course, it would be more of an animated little character, still representing what the sign looks like clearly. But just so you kind of have a visual of what I'm talking about, I created this. So yeah, that's the first station. So, or technically the second, because I would be someone with me, someone will be at this station. And then the third station is just going to be a practice sheet where the students are working independently, or they can work with the friends that are in that station to solve what symbol makes the problem true. So they have this sheet with different problems, and they just have to put the correct sign to make the problem true. So that's going to be the next station. After that, we're going to reconvene for the conclusion. We're going to go over what we just did. We're going to redefine our terms, make sure that everyone understands which symbol goes with less than, greater than, and equal to. We're going to practice a couple problems on the board. I'm going to answer any questions or confusion that we might have. And then at the very end, students will do a small exit ticket with about 3 problems, one for answering each less than, greater than, and equal to. And throughout this, I definitely am going to be doing check-ins throughout. So maybe I would say, if we're feeling good, show me thumbs up. If we're kind of getting it, but still need some more practice, thumbs in the middle. If we're completely lost, thumbs down. So that way, while we're teaching the instruction, I can see who is understanding, if I should be continuing to do more practice problems. And again, I can also reinforce that during the small group when I'm working with them in a more intimate way. And differentiating for any of my students in my classroom that may need differentiation. I have that way in depth on my lesson plan for the SEA. But this is just a synopsis of what my lesson would look like. I wish I could teach it in person so it would be more visual for you guys. But this is what I got. I really hope that it's informative and you feel like you got a clear understanding of what this lesson would look like. Of course, it would be way more fun in person than this silly little presentation, but we have to do what we have to do because of COVID. So thank you so much. I'm sorry this is so long. I tried to make it shorter, but apparently I ramble. So thank you.